Hey everybody, it's Mr. Ruth here. I am back. Okay, let's get to part two of this. Perhaps I should fire up Photoshop. Isn't that wonderful? Everybody doing good? Okay, I'll see if my cat comes and hassles me this time. Okay, file. Let's go to Open Recent. Always a good place to go. All right, there's Halloween. Oh, what is this thing? This is a new message we're getting. Oh, they want us to import stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say no. I'll say don't show again, hit cancel. Okay, so here's, oh crap. This is where we're headed. Sorry, this is the wrong picture. Let's close that up. Let's find the picture that we are working on. How about Halloween sugg? Ooh, that looks good. Okay. I think the next thing we should do is to put some ground in here. We're going to put a hill in. We're going to put a couple of different grounds in there. All right, the biggest one is going to be the hill. So let's, you should have downloaded the hill. So let's go and open this up. You should have all of your assets in like one place. Make your life easy. And there's a nice hill. Cool. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to select the ground. Oh no, what's the best way to doing that? I think that we will make this simple and we will just use the quick select tool. Let's see how this works out for us. Okay, select, select, select. Yeah, that looks pretty reasonable. Oh, we got a little tiny bit of the building there. I wonder if I can make that go away. Let's zoom in. We'll hit the minus sign. You see that up there, guys? Can we get rid of a little of this building? Oh, brother. See what it did? That's annoying. Let's put that back. Yeah, alright, we got a tiny bit of the building. Big deal, right? Okay, let's copy this, and we're going to put it on the other document. So we'll do edit copy. We're going to go back to our Halloween document and do edit, paste. Oh my, it's quite a bit smaller, isn't it? Well, let's fix that up. How about we do edit, free transform, and let's make this bigger. Bring that out there, bring that out there, bring that down here. Oh, isn't that pretty? We want this to take up, I don't know, maybe the bottom 40% of this. This might be a little bit high. We'll bring that down a little bit. And I don't like this. I think we should flip it over. So the high end is over on the right side. That's a flip. That's a horizontal flip. You guys remember how to do that? We do edit. Yes, do you hear my cat? Free transform. Flip horizontal. Ah, that's lovely. All right, and then let's make these little handles go, and we'll just hit enter. And oh my, that look nice? I like that. Okay, what else should we do to it? It's a little bright. Let's turn this down. What we're going to do is, if you remember, we added those little clipping adjustment layers. We're going to do the same thing here. We will go layer, new adjustment layer, and we will let's change the brightness. And remember to check that box. Hit OK, and see how it attaches itself to the picture with that little arrow you can see. Okay, let's turn this brightness down. It's way too bright. How about like minus 90? That looks good. Ooh, that looks great. Let's crank the contrast up. Oh yeah, that looks rich right there. Let's crank it up to plus, how about plus 80? That looks nice. Ooh, you see how the greens come out? Oh, that's beautiful. And then let's mess with the color a little bit. I'll click on that to put that away. And we'll add the hue saturation. Have we used that thing yet? We'll go layer, new adjustment layer, and hue saturation. And we use this for messing with the color. Remember to check that little box. Okay. And it's got a little bit too much color in it. To reduce the color in something, you lower the saturation. So I'm going to take this saturation and I'm going to drop it down a little bit. Take a little of the color out of it. How about, we don't want it all out. How about -20? And it's still a little bright, so let's take a little bit of the lightness out of it. And we'll reduce that. How about -10? That looks nice. Cool. Okay, we'll hide that away. And we're looking good. Now, the hill part, we're going to use this hill part up here, and then we're going to put another piece of ground on the bottom. So let's open up our ground picture. Hey, why don't we save? Look, you should get used to saving, every 5 or 10 minutes. It's a good idea. File, save, because it's so sad when everything goes kaplooey, isn't it? Okay, let's get this ground picture. File, open, and where's the ground? Oh, here it is. Ground. Oh, isn't that pretty? You could just like become a farmer and go plant or go race bikes on it or something. I don't know. Anyway, we are going to select the ground and we're going to copy it over like we did before. So let's get our old quick select tool and let's gather this up. Oh, look how easy that was. That was beautiful. Okay, you can see we've selected all the ground. Let's copy it. Edit. Copy. And edit. Paste. Oh, isn't that beautiful? That is lovely. Okay, let's stretch this out. And obviously it's too bright. We'll take care of that in a moment. But let's transform this thing. Get it to be the right size. Free transform is nice. We'll bring you over here. And then we will bring you there. And maybe we'll even bring that up a little bit. And kind of putting it in about the bottom third of this. I might be able to bring that up just a tiny bit. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Let's hit enter. And I think we're going to add a layer mask and we're going to change this a little bit. So let me show you what we're going to do. To get ourselves a layer mask, we've got a nice mask down here. And there is my wonderful layer mask. Now let's take a look at, I was going to say the instructions. I don't know if I still have the instructions up. I have some, here's the Photoshop lady. And she wants us to use a layer mask on this thing. So let me just look at it real quick. So I do this thing properly. Here's all her instructions, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, I've saved you from reading all this stuff. Because you guys communicated to me that you really don't want to be reading all your instructions. Okay, so here's what we did here. We selected that. We resized it. It looks like we could even bring it up a tiny bit more if we wanted to. And then here is the layer mask where you're getting rid of a lot of this hill. And this little area down here is going to be our graveyard. We're going to put a fence right here, and we're going to put our tombstones and stuff down here. And there's a little path that appears on the picture, on the other picture. So we're going to open that up, and you can see the red represents where the layer mask is. Okay, so here we go. So let's, I think, didn't we decide we're going to make that a tiny bit bigger? Just bring that up a little bit more. And all right, we got our layer mask now. Let's go. We want it to be black. We're going to click on our paintbrush. Make sure it's nice and large. Yeah, that's pretty large. And we want the hardness to be 0. See how the hardness is 0? We want it to be a soft brush. That means it won't have a hard edge. Okay, cool. So let's do it. Okay. We're kind of making this little. We're getting rid of this. You see how you can see back there. And here's our little cemetery. And it kind of comes up and down. And there should be a little path here if we look hard enough. And yes, we can see there's a nice little path here. And then we want to get rid of this stuff up here too. Let's flip that back to white. I think there's a little bit of the path here. Is that? Yeah. Okay, flip back to black. Alright, so that looks pretty good. We got that cool little path. We got our little graveyard area down here. Yeah, I think we're looking good. And you can see, where we painted the black. Remember, black conceals, white reveals. And that is kind of the rule of masks. Okay, next, we're going to make this a little bit darker. Really? I sneezed in the middle of my broadcast. I'm so sorry. Okay. So let's add some adjustment layers. The first one we're going to do is, we'll do layer, new adjustment layer, and we're going to use one we might not have used before. This is called curves. I'm going to attach that. And this shows us what the line, this line represents the light and dark pixels. If we bring this line up, it makes things brighter. If we bring this line down, it makes things darker. So we'll bring that line down like that, kind of give it a darker feel. That looks nice, doesn't it? And then naturally we're going to go after the contrast and brightness and saturation as well. So let's add those things. Layer, new adjustment, and we'll put some brightness in here. And okay, check that box. And let's leave it's actually a pretty decent brightness. Let's just go after the contrast a little bit. We'll crank the contrast up. Doesn't that look nice? We'll go up to like 20. 20 is nice. And then it's definitely too green, so we're going to desaturate it a little bit. So we'll go layer, new adjustment layer, and then hue and saturation. Attach the clipping layer. And let's bring the saturation down. Let's get rid of, not all the green, but a bunch of it. So we'll go down, down. Oh, looking good, looking good. How about 80? I bet 80 will work out nicely. Okay. Oh, now see see how they look like they're very, very the same now. And it's a little bit light. Let's bring the lightness down a little bit. After all, there's going to be like graves there. All right. How about -20? That sounds nice. Okay, so we have a really, really good start to our project, and what the heck? We'll stop here, and let's save. Well, save, and we're looking good, and then you can look forward to hearing me in part 3, my melodious voice. Okay, thank you very much.